Cleveland Browns are falling apart, and it feels like nobody's in control. Inside their facility, confusion is running the show. Egos clash behind closed doors, and the quarterback room looks more like a reality TV set than an NFL locker room. On one side, you've got Gabriel, a rookie who can barely stay upright in practice. On the other, Shedeur Sanders, a natural playmaker, launching perfect rockets to Jerry Jeudy, instantly winning over fans with every throw. Yet somehow, the coaching staff is acting like he doesn't even exist. What's happening in Cleveland isn't just a quarterback controversy, it's a full-blown organizational identity crisis. Every day brings new footage, new quotes, new leaks, each one more chaotic than the last. It all started with a single 30-second clip from practice. Shedeur drops back, scans the field, and fires a bullet across the middle. Jerry Jeudy catches it effortlessly. The chemistry undeniable. Fans gasped online, realizing this wasn't a routine practice rep. It was a quarterback in total command. Meanwhile, Gabriel's struggles were impossible to ignore. A clip surfaced of him nearly getting knocked over by someone casually walking past him. Safe, calculated, and uninspiring. Every play felt like a slow-motion version of what the offense could be. The contrast couldn't be more obvious. One quarterback electrifying the field, the other quietly struggling, while the coaches refused to acknowledge the difference. And that silence? It's deafening. By ignoring Shedeur Sanders, the Browns are sending a message louder than any statement could. Fans are noticing, teammates are noticing, and the deeper this story goes, the more it feels like Cleveland is on the edge of something far bigger than a quarterback battle. Everything changed with one short practice clip, a shaky 30-second video that instantly flipped the fan base upside down. In the footage, Shedeur Sanders drops back effortlessly, scans the field like a seasoned pro, and fires a laser-precise strike to Jerry Jeudy. The ball placement is surgical, the velocity unreal, and the chemistry between the two immediate. It wasn't just a highlight, it was a statement. Fans could see it instantly. This wasn't a rookie warming up. This was a quarterback in full command, a player who looked like he already owned the job. What made it even more fascinating were the subtle details. Jerry Jeudy's body language changed mid-play. The quick head nod, the smile, the unspoken acknowledgement that he was witnessing something special. Teammates on the sideline whispered and nodded, reacting in real time to the energy Shedeur brought. Every frame told a story. This was talent, leadership, and confidence all rolled into one. And yet, the Browns' coaching staff stayed completely silent. No acknowledgement, no praise, not even a hint of recognition. Almost as if they were hoping the moment would vanish into thin air. Meanwhile, Gabriel, the team's officially backed quarterback, was struggling just a few yards away. A clip surfaced of him nearly getting knocked over by a casual walk-by. No pads, no contact, just gravity. The internet roasted him mercilessly. Fans compared his game to driving a Ferrari in first gear. Technically competent, but lacking excitement, rhythm, or danger. Every throw felt safe, every play calculated. The contrast between the two quarterbacks could not have been more obvious. The optics were undeniable. One quarterback was electrifying the offense, commanding attention and winning fans with pure performance. The other was cautious, methodical, and uninspiring. And yet the coaches refused to name the obvious star, creating a mystery that only fueled the frenzy. That 30-second clip didn't just go viral. It became evidence that Cleveland might have stumbled onto a franchise quarterback. And for reasons no one outside the building could understand. The team was pretending he didn't exist. While Shedeur Sanders was quietly dominating practice, the Browns coaching staff went completely silent. Head coach Kevin Stefanski and offensive coordinator Tommy Rees refused to say his name in press conferences, interviews, or even casual media chatter. It was as if Shedeur had become invisible, a ghost in cleats. Tony Rizzo, the veteran broadcaster, went back and watched 8 straight pressers. Not once did either coach acknowledge Sanders by name. Meanwhile, every reporter, fan, and teammate could see exactly what was happening on the field. Shedeur was excelling. Gabriel was struggling. And yet the organization pretended nothing unusual existed. When pressed about the quarterback situation, Stefanski delivered what could only be described as corporate speak boilerplate. "We're evaluating all our guys. Competition brings out the best in everyone. We're confident in our process." Every answer was Gene, robotic and carefully deflective. Reese spent his presser defending Dylan Gabriel's leadership and command of the huddle, like he was reading from a script written by Gabriel's agent. The silence around Shedeur only amplified the drama. Fans noticed, media noticed, and the lack of acknowledgement became its own story. This deliberate avoidance sent a loud message without a single word. Tension was brewing behind the scenes. Speculation spread like wildfire. Was it friction between Shedeur's camp and the coaching staff? Political maneuvering? Fear of admitting the rookie was outperforming the player they publicly backed? Whatever the reason, the energy in Berea felt off. Even veteran reporters called it the strangest media blackout they had ever seen from a franchise. Every refusal to speak about Sanders only fueled the narrative that something was broken. Stefanski's stone-faced demeanor, robotic answers, and defensive posture suggested a staff more concerned with control than results. And while coaches tried to protect their plan, the optics were catastrophic. Fans didn't just see mismanagement, they saw history repeating itself. The same indecision, stubbornness, and refusal to embrace talent that had haunted the Browns for decades. The silence, intended to protect the organization, became a magnifying glass for dysfunction, exposing cracks that could no longer be hidden. Amid the chaos surrounding the Browns, Shedeur Sanders has been the picture of calm and focus. While coaches dodge questions and media speculation explodes, he stays composed, letting his play on the field speak louder than words. Every practice, every rep, every throw reveals a quarterback who not only understands the game, but elevates everyone around him. Receivers run sharper routes, veterans respond differently, and the energy of the entire offense shifts when he steps onto the field. This isn't hype, it's leadership in its purest form. In interviews, Shedeur exudes the kind of quiet confidence that instantly separates him from the noise. When asked about the tension swirling around the quarterback room, he simply says, "We don't feed negativity, we stay positive." That's the new wave. Short, mature, and calm. It's a response dripping with restraint. There's more beneath the surface, though. He hints at it in another line. "Sometimes you've got to slim your personality down because not everybody understands it." Between the lines, it's clear he's being asked to tone it down, to dim his natural energy just to make certain people comfortable. And yet, he doesn't complain. He doesn't argue publicly. He simply plays the long game. Shedeur's composure is rooted in a lifetime in the spotlight. Growing up under the guidance of his father, Deion Sanders, he learned to navigate attention, criticism, and expectations with poise. Unlike many young players, he doesn't let frustration show or let the chaos of the situation seep into his mindset. Fans and teammates alike notice the difference. They see a quarterback who radiates control, who can elevate the team without saying a word, and who inspires confidence simply by being on the field. What makes it even more remarkable is the contrast it creates. Around him, the organization is floundering, the coaching staff silent, and fans restless. And yet, Shedeur doesn't waver. He's calm, disciplined, and ready, proving that true leadership isn't about outshouting the chaos. It's about staying steady and letting results speak. In a city starved for a quarterback to believe in, his quiet confidence is a spark of hope, a glimpse of what could finally break the cycle of Cleveland's long-standing quarterback turmoil. As the Browns' coaching staff stayed silent, fans refused to stay quiet. What started as frustration quickly exploded into a full-blown movement online. Now widely known as the Brown Shedeur Rebellion. Across Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, and fan pages, supporters are dissecting every throw, every practice clip, and every highlight frame by frame, treating them like evidence in a case that the team refuses to acknowledge. Slow-motion reels of Shedeur's perfect passes to Jerry Jeudy are set to dramatic music, with captions urging, "Start the future, start Shedeur." Fans are no longer just cheering, they're campaigning, building a grassroots wave impossible to ignore. The intensity is undeniable. Hashtags like #FreeShedeur, #LetHimPlay, and #BrownsBlindSpot dominate timelines. Some fans have even changed profile pictures to Shedeur's jersey number, a subtle yet powerful protest against the coaching staff's silence. Meanwhile, Dylan Gabriel's defenders are drowned out, their cautious takes lost among waves of frustration. After 25 years of watching quarterback after quarterback falter, fans aren't willing to wait for patience to pay off. They want action now. They've seen the spark, the talent, and the leadership, and they refuse to let it sit on the bench. This fan rebellion isn't just making noise, it's shaping the conversation. Reporters now open press conferences quoting tweets. National sports shows highlight fan-made footage. What began as a localized frustration has grown into a movement influencing media coverage, shaping narratives, and putting pressure on ownership. Cleveland's fanbase is loud, emotional, and generational, and they've collectively taken control of a story the team tried to suppress. Every viral post, every highlight reel, every social media campaign adds fuel to the fire, amplifying the call, "Let Shedeur play." The irony is striking. In trying to control the narrative, the Browns inadvertently handed the power to the fans. The organization may have hoped silence would contain the situation, but instead, it lit a wildfire that refuses to burn out. Now, with media attention intensifying and public pressure mounting, the only question left is when the team will acknowledge what fans already know. Shedeur Sanders is ready, and the city is demanding he gets his chance. The silence from the Browns coaching staff has sparked endless speculation, and fans and media alike are piecing together theories that range from plausible to downright wild. One of the most talked about ideas is friction between Shedeur Sanders' camp and the coaches. Reports suggest philosophical disagreements, NFL code for "they don't like how he or his circle operates." Shedeur comes with built-in celebrity, a spotlight that follows every Sanders family member. The team, craving quiet professionalism, might see that energy as a distraction. Yet ironically, it's exactly the spark Cleveland has been missing for years. Another theory points directly at head coach Kevin Stefanski. Insiders speculate that Dylan Gabriel was his chosen project, the safe, system-friendly quarterback who fits a conservative playstyle. Admitting that Shedeur is already outperforming Gabriel would be a public admission of failure. Instead, Stefanski appears to be doubling down, keeping Gabriel in the spotlight until results force his hand, or until it's too late. Some analysts whisper that his recent contract extension may have given him a sense of security, allowing him to prioritize control over results. Whether fear, ego, or stubbornness, the coaching approach has only intensified the mystery. Financial and political angles also enter the conversation. Some speculate internal agreements guarantee Gabriel starting reps, or that agent relationships are influencing decisions. Again, there's no hard evidence, but the NFL is a world where unusual arrangements are rarely impossible. Others think the staff's hesitation is driven purely by fear of a media circus. After Deshaun Watson's debacle, the last thing the Browns want is another PR storm. Shedeur, fair or not, attracts headlines, and sitting him down might seem like the easiest way to keep a lid on attention. Whatever the reason, the effect is clear. Something is broken inside the building. Players notice it, media reports it, and fans feel it. A winning organization doesn't hide a rising star or punish talent for visibility. Yet that's exactly what's happening in Cleveland. Every theory, no matter how far-fetched, feels plausible because of the franchise's history. For fans who've seen quarterback after quarterback rise and fall, patterns are familiar, and the stakes have never felt higher. The question is simple. Who inside the Browns will break the silence before history repeats itself once again? Because if nobody acts, the outside pressure from fans, media, and the inevitable internal reckoning will force a choice, and the result may be explosive. To understand why the Shedeur Sanders situation feels so intense, you have to look at the Cleveland Browns' history. For decades, this franchise has been a masterclass in quarterback heartbreak. Since returning in 1999, the team has cycled through a parade of quarterbacks, each promising hope and delivering disappointment. Tim Couch was the golden boy who couldn't survive behind a porous offensive line. Brady Quinn, once a hometown hero, became a national punchline. Brandon Weeden, older than some teammates as a rookie, looked lost from day one. Johnny Manziel flashed briefly, but burned out before fans could catch their breath. Names like Deshaun Watson, Cody Kessler, Colt McCoy, and Baker Mayfield all carried dreams that ultimately fizzled, leaving Cleveland fans stuck in the same cycle of hope and despair. This history sets the stage for why Shedeur Sanders' rise feels different and why the team's reluctance to embrace him is so frustrating. For 25 years, the Browns have chased the dream of a franchise quarterback, only to see it slip through their fingers due to injuries, poor coaching, or organizational dysfunction. Baker Mayfield briefly gave fans a taste of success, a playoff win, and swagger, but even that fell apart amid politics and pride. The franchise's pattern is painfully clear. Safe decisions, overthinking, and self-sabotage have overshadowed genuine talent. Now, Shedeur Sanders arrives, not just talented, but poised, calm, and commanding attention both on the field and in the locker room. Fans see a spark, a glimpse of what could be the next cornerstone of the franchise. Yet in a familiar twist, the organization hesitates, treating him like a distraction rather than a solution. For those who've lived through Cleveland's quarterback carousel, it feels like déjà vu, brilliance buried under indecision and stubbornness. The Browns' quarterback curse isn't just bad luck, it's a reflection of a culture that has historically prioritized control over results, politics over talent. Every misstep reinforces the pattern. Fans get brief moments of hope only to watch the franchise undermine it, creating frustration that's almost generational. Shedeur's situation isn't just another competition. It's the latest chapter in a 25-year saga of mismanagement and heartbreak. And that's why the stakes feel enormous. This isn't just about one quarterback or one season. It's about whether Cleveland can break the cycle or repeat history yet again. Shedeur Sanders could be the player who finally changes the narrative, but if the Browns continue down the same path, the curse isn't ending anytime soon. The only question is whether the franchise will recognize him before it's too late. As the Browns stumble through another quarterback saga, one thing becomes painfully clear. The storm isn't over and the pressure isn't easing. Every clip of Shedeur Sanders firing, bullets in practice, every flawless throw to Jerry Jeudy, every nod and reaction from teammates, it's all evidence that this kid isn't just hype. Yet, the coaching staff continues to act as if he doesn't exist, keeping him in the shadows while Gabriel slowly chips away at fan patience. The tension isn't just on the field. It's seeping into the stands, the media, and social feeds. Cleveland isn't just watching a competition unfold, they're watching a potential legend sit idle while history threatens to repeat itself. Fans have taken the reins, creating a movement louder than any press conference. Clips of Shedeur's practice brilliance are dissected frame by frame. Highlight reels, slow-motion breakdowns, and fan art flood social media. Hashtags like #StartShedeur and #FreeShedeur dominate timelines, while every misstep by Gabriel fuels the fire. The internet isn't just talking, they're demanding action. The grassroots rebellion has become a force that even reporters and mainstream media can't ignore. The narrative is shifting, and the coaching staff can't control it anymore. And through all of this chaos, Shedeur remains calm, composed, and unbothered. He doesn't lash out, he doesn't complain, and he certainly doesn't feed the drama. Instead, he focuses on the one thing he can control: his play. Every snap, every rep, every practice throw reinforces the message: he's ready. The contrast between him and the team around him couldn't be more stark. Leadership, confidence, and poise radiate from a 23-year-old quarterback, while grown men in suits scramble to manage a narrative they've already lost. So now we wait. The fuse has been lit. Cleveland is at a tipping point, and the next decision will echo far beyond the facility walls. Will the Browns finally trust talent, break the cycle, and give Shedeur the shot he's earned? Or will they double down on indecision and risk another historic implosion? Every day that passes without an answer only fans the fire, making the eventual explosion inevitable. And when it comes, the fallout won't just be about one quarterback. It will expose everything wrong with a franchise that has spent decades getting in its own way. The storm is coming, and Cleveland can feel it. History is watching. The question now isn't if Shedeur will play, it's when, and whether the Browns will survive the consequences of waiting too long.